Hi, I'm Pastor David with Declaration Church, and I am sure that you've had a similar experience to the one I'm about to describe. It's night, it's dark, and for some reason, you've got to navigate your house in the dark. And most of the time, that's not a big deal because we're really used to the layout of our houses. And we're really used to where the furniture is and where all the pathways are to get from where we are to where we need to be. A lot of times we're in like the living room or we're in the family room and we need to get to our bedroom. But that's okay because we know the way. And you start making your way through. And what you don't know is someone has put an unusual object in your path. There's an obstacle in your way that would not normally be there. For me, a lot of times as my kids were growing up, they were Legos. And that is the worst. Right now we have a small puppy. She's about 5 months old, and she'll just leave like little sticks or toys and things like that in the path, in the hallway, or in one of the other rooms on my way to the bedroom that I don't know is there until I step on it. And when you step on it, it's like one of the worst things in the world to happen, it feels like. You step on like one of those Legos and it is painful, and yet it's dark, it's nighttime, the kids are asleep, you don't want to wake anybody up, and so you're trying to keep quiet while you're wanting to cry out in pain, and you're just, I don't know. I'm positive you've had a similar experience where maybe somebody's rearranged furniture or you're in a new place, but it's dark and you can't see where you're going, and you encounter obstacles that end up causing you to stumble, that inflict pain on you. And that's what I started to think about when I read this passage of scripture. And it's Jesus's response as he has said, hey, we're going to go back to Jerusalem. We're going to go back to Judea. And he's telling his disciples this as they're up in Galilee. And they're like, whoa. When we were there last time, the people there tried to kill you. Did you forget? And Jesus's response to that challenge, to his directive that they're going to go back to Judea, is this. And he says something that really just on the surface looks obvious to us because of what I just explained. It says, Jesus answered, "Are there not 12 hours in the day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble because he sees the light of this world." Hello, in the daytime, there's plenty of light because of the sun and all of the other things that really just provide us with all the light that we need. And yet, that's in response to an objection to their going to Judea. So it's an interesting response to that challenge. Jesus continues in verse 10, "But if anyone walks in the night, he stumbles because the light is not in him." Now that's our first clue that Jesus is talking about something a little different than just day and night. And this is in John chapter 11, verses 9 and 10. Jesus is talking about the light and the darkness within us as people. When Jesus is there, we see this in John chapter 8, verse 12. Jesus is speaking to people in Jerusalem, in the temple, and he says, again, Jesus spoke to them saying, "I am the light of the world." This is John 8:12. "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." We'll have the light of life. You see, when we have Jesus, and he was there in the world, he was physically present in the world at that time, he was able to provide light to everyone around him. And so it's easy to see those things that might cause us to stumble in our lives. Mistakes, sins, all the things that those choices we make that end up causing us harm in the long run, we're able to see those more clearly because Jesus is there. But when Jesus leaves the world, physically leaves the world, which he was about to do when he's talking to them in John chapter 11, he's getting ready for his journey to the cross and his crucifixion, his resurrection, and his departure from this world. He knew we needed the light within us. And so we see there in John chapter 8, when we have Jesus in our lives, when we receive Jesus into our lives and we surrender ourselves to him and to his leadership, now we have the light to see those things that used to cause us to stumble, and we can avoid those things so that we can live the life that God always intended, the life that Jesus said is abundant and full, the life he said he came to bring us. And I don't know about you, but I want to live a life that is defined by the words abundant and full. And that requires us to live according to the purpose that God created us to fulfill. And the only way to do that is to surrender our lives to Jesus and allow him to direct us. And when we do that, he brings light to our lives that allows us to navigate this world and avoid a lot of the stumbling and a lot of the pain that we otherwise would not be able to avoid. And so I want to encourage you today, if you're walking with Jesus, allow him to light your path so that you can walk without stumbling. And if you don't know Jesus, if you've never surrendered your life to Jesus and you're watching this, I want to encourage you, I want to invite you to surrender your life to Jesus today. Allow him to lead you, allow him to guide you, invite him into your life and begin a relationship with him so that you can navigate this world in ways that you never thought possible. And you can begin to avoid and even escape some of the things that have kept you bound and kept you just struggling for so long. He is the way to abundant life. Find some people who are like-minded that will walk with you through this life with Jesus. So whether you're encouraged or challenged today by this video, I want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you and I can continue to walk with Jesus together, that we can journey through Scripture together and learn from one another as we walk forward in this life of discipleship with Jesus. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and share the video with somebody that you know might also be challenged, encouraged, and find life through the Scripture as we walk together. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your discipleship journey. I hope that you'll continue to join me as we walk together. As always, I'm Pastor David, and I'm out.